And we're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to IslandDAO. Woo! Another day, another bonanza, another protocol to roast. We don't call it roasting, we call it an intervention. People are building in a vacuum. Why can't you hear me like that? One moment. Can someone close the... Is there a remote? Can you mute the whole thing? Beautiful. Fantastic, fantastic. So yes, we're here. I can still hear my voice. It's really weird, but whatever. Let's go forward. So today we're doing something pretty hard, pretty degen, hard to understand. If we have any traders here that have used flash loans that got NFTs that they can use as collateral, we're exploring Banx. It's what are you what you doing there, you sabotage guy? All right, Banx. Peer-to-peer lending protocol. You can lend anything, tokens or NFTs. It's really degen because it has no fixed duration. It has a pro rata interest and passive yield on idle liquidity. Complicated words. Any questions on what this means? Is everybody really versed, so well versed with DeFi? So peer-to-peer lending protocol, we all understand that you connect with other users. You're not connecting to a pool of funds. So this is not like a classic bank or lending protocol like MarginFi or Camino or Sharkify. It's peer-to-peer. It has no fixed duration, which means you can constantly extend your loans. It has a fixed pro rata interest, meaning that the user sets the interest rate and it continues while the loan stays open, and offers passive yield on idle liquidity. It sounds I don't know, it sounds hard to understand, but it kind of means that if you post your loan or your offer, you have some extra funds or some extra NFTs, and you post them in their protocol, and nobody takes the offer for the loan, they pay you for just offering it. So just to stay on the shelf, just to have the shelves full of products and peer-to-peer offers for loans, they'll give you a little bit of yield just to have it there sitting. And then loans are perpetual. They last at least 3 days and don't expire if you keep them healthy with small repayments. So minimum duration of the loan is 3 days. So it's not like a trader's flash loan that you would get some sol to make a trade 20 minutes later, or even like flash loans can be under a second, where you post a trade and close the trade and repay the loan. So we're talking about 3-day loans. So you can actually buy something. And you can keep them healthy with small repayments. So I assume that you need to be maintaining your collateral. You need to constantly add money and pay a little bit of interest to the one that you are borrowing from. Any questions? That's how the website opens, by the way. This is the first thing you see. We are at banx.gg and we've gone to the dashboard. I've logged in with a Solana wallet, the IslandDAO burner. So if you drain me, you're just gonna get $50. Any questions? Anybody doesn't understand anything? So this is us trying to break the platform, trying to understand, try to help the developers improve their product with the user experience, or some, it could be from text to images to something you would like to see, or functionality that makes no sense. So far, it's a complicated thing, and I don't see any link to documentation. Actually, I do see somewhere on the bottom left. It's just hidden by camera. Docs, yes, so there is documentation. It's all there. It looks beautiful, but it's a hard concept. So anybody want to take the mic and offer some comments before we go in and use the platform? What I'm planning to do is post a loan and see how it looks, and maybe look at the health and understand how the UI works. Please introduce yourself. and tell us what you think.
Cool. I'm Moxie. I am part of Dean's List. And I think, just starting off the onboarding part of the user experience, the pop-ups, I think we could do a little better in terms of the landing page and the experience of explaining what it is you're actually going to. I think there's a lot of assumptions made about the user's knowledge, as Wales pointed out. And I think there could be a little bit more about how this works, what the benefits are. There's that, but it goes back to the same thing, unfortunately. So it's not very clear. It's not clear who you're lending to or who you're receiving funds from, what the reputation is of these people. How do you know you're going to get your money back, or that you'll need to pay? So that's just initial thoughts. I think there could be a little bit more to start out.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Button. Wales friend, can you either show us what it's like when you actually go to the home page without being logged in so we can actually see that, or just confirm? So is this what?
This is the landing page.
Yeah, can you log out, or like can you just do a new tab and like show me like what it looks like so like I could see what it happens when I just go straight to the website? Okay. That's it.
Yep.
That pops up.
I think that's a total.
Okay, so hold on. Lending. Well, it looks a little bit better than our initial login, so that's pretty good. Colors are cool. I'll give them that, but this is good. Sorry.
Hello, I am Quinn Button. I think my first question on going on here, I mean, just to kind of add to what Moxie said, I think the onboarding experience is tough right away. You're just assuming that people really know what all of this means, what P2P means, all of the things that the pop-up said. First thing in my mind when I went onto this page, just before we started doing this, was if it's peer-to-peer, what's the reputation of the people who are on the platform? Is there any measurement, any metrics to understand like what behavior they've done in the past in terms of have they paid back loans, have they actually put up collateral, like just understanding who is on here without actually having to see a face, but like just based on reputational behavior in the past would be very, very good to understand whether or not I want to connect my wallet to this website.
Thank you for the great comment. Indeed, reputation in this peer-to-peer transaction, from local bitcoins to anything out there, reputation is important. So let's explore. Maybe there is reputation, we just haven't seen it yet. What I notice is on the top left, there is a toggle between tokens and NFTs, which immediately is not clear, like borrow SOL or USDC against any asset. Any asset. So yeah, and this asset is not just coins; it's also NFTs. Not immediately clear. So I've played with Banx maybe a year ago, which was just NFTs. So the moment I got into this landing page, I thought that they pivoted to something more Camino style, where they're just doing USDC or SOL. But no, on the top left, you can see tokens or NFTs. I'm not sure if anything changes when I actually press that. So maybe the text will change. No, it doesn't change. So let's explore. Let's explore. I want to lend. There's a lot of information here. How it works. Place offers. Let's connect first. So a lot of information. I see the assets you can actually. These are people wanting to borrow money, from what I understand. Or these are all, loans posted. The tokens available, but what are the? So on the like, these are the tokens available to lend or to borrow. Who understands? To lend. Okay. These are the and the price is the price of the asset. The top offer is the price they are offering to lend it for, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going through. Maybe I'm understanding something wrong. Then the in loans means how many active loans are actually on this coin. So we get about 32,000 for JLP out of 58 loans. So average loan is way less than $1,000. The size, what's the size? The size of the of the pool. So you get the loan to value ratio, kind of, if you divide those two. And the average APR is obviously the yield you can generate from playing with the platform. 15% on JLP, but you can do it in USDC from what I understand. So what you need to do is, it will all happen in the back. So you're only using USDC. You're not going to use JLP or PAPS or WEN or Bonk. So let's see how it works. And then we can explore also a little bit of the staking rewards they have. I know they have an NFT, which allows you for lower fees and longer duration of loans. Let's see how this works. One quick question from Moxie.
Since we're not familiar with what's in your wallet, are these all the tokens you have in your wallet? That's what I would assume.
No. My wallet just has USDC and no other tokens. So these are all the tokens that are available. People have like posted these offers.
Yeah. So thank you very much. I think a year ago we did a review on this, and it seems what we suggested wasn't implemented. You know, when, for example, as a new user, if you come to this lending page, the lending, not landing, this page, right? I'd prefer if you'd have those zoomings that'll show you, hey, this area represent this area represent this, where you have steps and you keep clicking next. I think it gives a better user experience. So I'd prefer that. At least I'll understand where to go from the steps that are shown. So
let's go further in. We might be surprised. So let's assume we want to do JLP. So the moment you get this trading style UI, it's not an easy UI. So you get offer and LTV next to it. So the offer is the amount of JLP you are offering for collateral. Like you're asking for collateral. And the order size is the actual loan. So the way it calculates the loan to value ratio is between the offer and the offer size. So if I put 60 here, who understands? Who wants to help me here? LTV is 60%, loan to value ratio, which means that the actual collateral is larger than the underlying, than the loan at the 60% ratio. So that's what I understand. The borrow APR is 32%, which is way higher than the average, which means, from what I understand at least, is nobody's going to take my offer if I'm asking for so high. Who can explain to me what exactly the offer and the offer size is? Who's confident enough to do that? Ooh, from a group of power users, nobody is confident enough. And I am not confident either, to be honest. Wait, come on. You should speak on mic.
Offer is like your price in which you put or bid your offer to other people who can loan this. Offer size is like a value in dollars of your offer, and APR is like which reward you want to earn by offer this size or offer this bet to other people.
Nice. So at the very least, they could put a little eye icon when you hover over the specific parts of this table that you configure, that you have a little bit of explanation, like even if, like in your words, like 2 sentences if it's required, just to be on the sure side. That would be very helpful.
So what's the offer here? What are we doing? So we are. Thank you, Rick. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, my name is Rick, and I like to roast DeFi projects. So if I offer, let's say, 100 GLP and I use a 60% LTV, that means I get 60 worth of GLP in loan. And yes, right? That's how it is. And then I have that offered, so whoever is gonna take it has to pay me the APR of 16%. So that's what I will earn by putting this offer.
And the offer size, can you explain the offer size? Is this the actual,
So it's
this is total in dollars, while 2.70
so
is the price I am.
so here you are offering $10 in GLP at the price of $2.7. You can also increase or decrease your offer if you think that people like to take your offer at a lower price, I assume.
How do you, I can manually input here,
I think so.
put 1.5.
Yes. So then suddenly you have a very cheap loan for someone to take, right?
Say again, please, on the mic.
That's interesting that the LTV changes here.
Yeah, because LTV is a difference between price and offer. And it's like you can offer different price to other people, and it's like will be more healthy position, because if you offer like $3, you have a huge risk. For example, if price of token will dump, you liquidate, your position will be liquidated. Yeah.
So at the moment, the price of JLP in the market is $3.46. So for the loan to be healthy, for someone to find this loan attractive, I need to lower the price they are borrowing it. So I need to offer it for $2 to kind of ensure that this person doesn't get liquidated. I'm inviting someone to get liquidated in a way if I am offering it at market price. Please, this is more.
Because when your offer is lower, you can get less money from this, but you have more healthy position and you never will be liquidated. So you just believe in that.
We're at a good path. So we've understood that if we actually offer it for $2, do you consider anything under 60% a healthy loan? What do you think? Loan to value ratio, meaning that the loan needs to be significantly smaller than the actual value of the collateral. Otherwise, there is a chance for this to be liquidated. So what do you think is a healthy LTV in this case? Any takers? Thank you, man.
I think it will be much higher because it's comfortable. It depends on volatility of the coins, of course. Yeah, but GLP, as I know, is not volatile, and I think for GLP it's like $2. It's okay, but for example, when we talk about Van, Mother, or some of these coins, I think it will be optimal between 30 and 50%, and I think it will be more healthy position. Yeah.
I think it also depends what's the goal, right? Because in many DeFi protocols, actually the liquidations is how they make most money, and also liquidation providers, they're hunting liquidations in one way. So it depends what you optimize for. If I give a loan or I take a loan, then I don't want to be liquidated. But if I take a loan, then I might want to see someone get liquidated. So it's a bit a matter of perspective, but I think like you said, the less volatile, the higher the LTV can be. And if you look at Aave, I think there is around 70%, which are the big ones like Ethereum, less volatile than Banx. So yeah, I think 70 is a good baseline, and the more volatile you go, the lower the LTV should be. That's my idea.
$69 is a good.
Yes, perfect.
I mean, it fits the degeneracy here.
And you can always add some more collateral to keep it on 69 if it goes the other way. Or is that?
Good call, Dean Machine. So this is what they're asking for. These are asks, right? Wait, let me.
Yeah, I assume that they're giving you the best offer here from all the other ones. So you could lend up to 4.81. Do you want to go see if that's how many offers exist for Jupsol on the place offers? Further down? Okay, that's JLP. Further down is Jupsol. So, and then in loans, it said 4 size. Yeah, so they're not giving you everything.
No, this is zero. This is me trying to propose. So I think they're giving you everything because these are the 4 loans and this is the 0 loan that I am here. So if I do $10 here, you see I become the 5th.
And goes lend now? Is that the rate I get?
$5%. It's very small.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe this is like hot loans where you can some upside, but you have a few days to. Yeah.
I think we are looking a different way. We should not look at the platform on how to use it. We should at the UI itself. Like everybody's having difficulties at the UI. I think we should consider this a professional UI for NFT traders, loan borrowers, right? I think I don't know who is here like knowledge about DrainFi. Does anybody know about DrainFi? So DrainFi is another P2P NFT borrowing which adopts a similar UI to Jupiter, like a swap method. So if everybody goes to DrainFi and search for DrainFi Solana, we'll see the difference, which is a easier UI to navigate. And I think banks should adopt a easier UI for lending and borrowing. Because with the easier UI, the user gets an easier understanding how it works. So this is their competitor. So this is the main bank's main competitor. So this also touches on Moxie point on onboarding. So it's kind of easy to see everything. And if you go to borrow, real quick. Let's see. So this is the main UI for RainFi. So it's kind of like a Jupyter type of UI for NFT lending. And it's way different than Banx UI, which is more selective, more professional. It shows all the tokens, and why RainFi just shows what you want, basically. So yeah, another thing I want to mention is the bank should also adopt a permissionless way to lend tokens. So we don't see your DIN, for example. DIN doesn't need to be there, like needs to be there, but you can't, right? It's not permissionless. And I think should also adopt some type of Solana type of architecture concept, which you can make your permissionless NFT lending pool. So that will be a big plus for banks. But yeah, you can see the difference between banks and RainFi, which you can see like the professional level and beginner level, which is a swap like Jupyter has. So yeah, the main suggestion for banks will be having a light version for banks for people to understand. And then if they want to get deeper with more insights, they go to this UI, which is a more professional, and everybody's trying to get how it works and how to loan.
This feels like the MySpace version of lending and borrowing. There's way too much information, way too many decisions. Like, if I'm coming here to lend, I want to know what I'm gonna get the best rates on. So I want to know that, like, ecosystem generally, what am I gonna get the best rates on, and then what's in my wallet, what am I gonna get the best rates on. I'm not so concerned about, like, that's all I care about, right? Like, I want to be able to borrow the or lend at a competitive rate. Exactly. Like, I don't need to know everything out there. I don't need to know that, like, when token don't show, if I don't hold when token and when token doesn't give like one of the best returns, I don't care about seeing it.
But it does everything on the back, switching your USDC when and actually the low. Don't need to have when.
Yeah, I just want, and like, just show me when, if it has a high APR. Don't show it to me just randomly. Hey, by the way, did you know when is? I only care about what's in my wallet or what has a competitive rate.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different because Banx is like working like an order book for liquidity, but RainFi, as I said, it isn't like an order book, but you can open and you can show on look at your beats and other beats. But on RainFi, it's working like a pool, and you just borrow or lend money, but you don't propose your APR, your like, yeah, it's more customization. And I think it's more for professional loaners and for people who understand how to rebalance position and work with liquidity.
Hey, I'm Vibes. So I think one thing that would really help me to, if I want to actually start using this product, is if there's like default set when I come into the page, and it'll default set to like what would be the optimal rate for right now, right? So if I go in and like I just want to lend $100, it should just try to simulate, okay, this is what would be the competitor rate to actually get me to fill this book. Well, one thing that has happened to me before when I try to use these peer-to-peer lending protocols is I don't know what to put in, and let's say I just put in what I want, but those things never get filled. So my money actually just sits there idly, and then I end up just withdrawing my liquidity, right? So if I can go in and I'm like, okay, I want to lend $10 today. This is the APR I would get because it'll be at the top of the book. Then I can make a decision there whether or not I want to actually enter the book, right? The way that it's set up right now, I have to make too many decisions. I have to choose what the APR is. I have to choose like duration on all these things. I think that makes it too difficult. I have to read the book. I have to read the book to make a decision, right? If it could just tell me like, okay, if you want to lend $100,
You want the lend now?
Yes.
Primary.
Yes.
Like, and I agree with that. Like, look, I just want to lend now. I think that should be the primary one. Whereas if you're going to sit there and tinker and do some other research, like I used to use Banx on the NFT. So you just said it. Like, look here before you click on NFTs. You see here the loans and the offers. I would use that information for NFTs, like, because you could also see delinquency rates and stuff connected to the NFT collection. I don't know how this is valuable information for a token, kind of like research, but it was very valuable on NFTs. I don't know if any of you guys can figure out why you would care how many loans are active on. Like, Banx has the most loans, but that makes sense. It's the Banx token.
I also assume that picking an active market with a lot of loans kind of gives you more confidence that someone is going, someone is looking at this.
Poorly priced, no one's going to use it.
Yeah. So how do you solve this? Do you need to have a weighted average where you see where the bulk of the funds with an average APR is posted, or should it place you immediately on the most like on top of the book, on top of the order book, making sure that your loan is going to be seen first. Does this entail some kind of danger? Can someone post a bunch of loans that are nonsensical with really like low APRs just to force you to be another even more nonsensical bet? Are there dangers? What do you think, guys, from this approach?
Well, I guess maybe in a traditional like book sense, then you would have to invite market makers to come in and actually fill the book so that you would have a deeper liquidity within this, right? So without there being like professional market makers and expecting, I think, just normal users to actually go in and be able to fill the order book, I think that's going to be difficult. So maybe if there was some SDK or an API where people can come in and become a market maker and they can fill the book, maybe this will actually make it a better user experience for people that actually want to come in and do some lending.
Anybody else? Okay, let's go explore. Let's go exploring. Let's explore what happens to the NFT side of things. And let's assume I want to borrow something here. So we need something with very low floor. Nothing here is with very low floor. Like, are these floors real? Chads? No. Vibe nights. Here you go, vibe nights. I can select this. List loans. You don't have any whitelisted collections. Yes, of course. So lend. Lend now. So what is this exactly? Is this me asking, like, are they asking me to lend them money and for collateral they'll give me a... Yeah, but I lend what? Yeah, money for 33 days and I get the Banx NFT as collateral. Okay. Wait, explain it. I like the way you explain it.
Yeah, and when you land it, you get $76 and you have LTV 58%, and you freeze your NFT for 33 days. And in the case if like price of Banx NFT go down, believe it, this never will be. And after that, you need to back your money and get NFT, or they just sell your NFT on the floor price.
Do you think that this is even harder because you have to take into account the rarity of your NFT? Where, I mean, obviously I don't want to get the rarity rank 18,662, and I would prefer something on the top 1,000, although I see nothing here on the top 1,000. Does this make it even harder? How do you choose? Like, does it, where does it take the floor? Does it take into account traits floors as well? How does that work? And as someone that I want to be, I need the platform to inspire confidence for me to actually go and give money. How do I know that this is a good offer? How do I know that this change of rarity between 7,400 and 1,074 is actually a $14 difference? That is, what do you think?
It works like an AMM on marketplaces or like on Magic Eden, Tensor, where people put any NFTs into liquidity pool, and rarity in this case doesn't matter. Yeah, or Magic Eden AMM pool, and in this case, rarity doesn't matter, and they just have a floor price. And
But you just need to be careful not to put your super rare NFT in the pool.
yeah, but when you lend your NFT, I think it's very important. But or when you can borrow, for example.
Okay, so we've established how the platform works. it's very hard to actually input the data to create a very good offer on the and be placed up there. It's difficult to navigate, although it's very well engineered. Like, I have to give it to them. The platform looks like they've thought of everything. Like, there is so much detail in customization. It's very power user. Yes. Like, it's scary the moment you enter this arena, at least in my eyes. And I've played around with Banx in the past, and I find it scary. Like, I've seen all these frozen loans here. Like, I guess this snowflake here means that the loan is frozen. Does it mean that it needs? So someone has already used it. So why is it there available to me? So it's frozen in the system for me to immediately. Please say it again. Very good.
They might be staked because those are banks, and you get some sort of reward if you stake your Banx NFT.
So what do we see here? We see that there is a referrals page with a bunch of perks, like 50% upfront fee cashback, double the points on the first borrow, and quadruple the points on the first lend. Okay, and I can see a boost and some lender points and some borrower points. Does Banx have a token already? Are these? Yeah, it has. Are these points a form of reputation points, or are these just protocol points for future airdrops? Just playing the points meta. Protocol points for the points meta. Boost stake Banx. Wait. Borrow. Yeah, here you go. Only Banx rewards are boosted by staking Banx NFTs. The more player points staked, the higher the boost. Okay, let's go again. Only Banx rewards are boosted by staking Banx NFT. So you stake the NFT, and your rewards, if you're getting Banx out of the staking, are boosted. The more player points staked, the higher the boost. So you stake your NFT. If you are a power user in the platform and you've done a lot of lending and borrowing, you get points, which they translate into extra boost. Okay, classic. There's a leaderboard coming soon. Season 3 coming soon, which means they are airdropping stuff. And there is a Bonk rewards, so they've already partnered with Bonk. And stake. What do you do here? You stake your NFT. I don't have a Banx NFT. And look at this. It has 3,214 out of the 7,777 staked. Okay. In order to receive rewards. Okay. So yeah, I do have some tokens, but I don't have them in this burner wallet. And you get governance. Where does this take you? Banx voting. Partner points are allocated immediately when you stake Banx NFTs for Banx. Your voting power equals partner points staked during proposals specified week. You can use your voting power only on one vote in proposal. Okay. Voting. So what is this? This feels like a Jupiter style of DAO. The best art on Solana. But the UI looks a little bit. Yes.
The quorum and what's been voted on before. But you have no idea of what. If probably is. There's no treasury. There's no way to make a proposal. There's no instructions you can connect to a proposal.
So yeah, this is like we are very critical with governance here in this house in this island DAO. So yep, before I go to trashing their governance, maybe someone's gonna change my mind. Let's see.
But you, yeah, I think it's better when you in proposals you can see current and completed on a one row, but completed maybe be- yeah, but I think it works well because if they don't have a lot of proposals, for them it's very useless to do this on a different rows. That's all.
I can be critical then with their governance platform here. Doesn't look like a DAO since I can't post proposals. I can't see the quorum. I don't see on-chain links to the explorers. And yeah, I agree. Why do you need a current and a completed? There's been only one vote ever. And that happened in week 65, which was like last week. The best art on Solana is to settle down the most heated debate once and for all. Pick wisely. Fract, Gnomies, and Banx. Yeah, looks like a test. You're right. You're right. Yeah, it's just too much information missing. And why do you need that? Why do you need a DAO on this one? Maybe DAO expert Dean Machine can tell us.
No, I think there's a lot of stuff that you could vote on. Like you can vote on, the liquidation points and how you change the collection points and the incentives. There's a lot of stuff to vote on. None of it's going to get triggered from here. I think that this is an example of like they built a spaceship. They've got so many bells and whistles and so many choices. I think that that's to the detriment that they've over-engineered it. I would remove a lot of stuff from the platform, and I think governance would be something that they're better served using realms, but it's easy for me to say that.
I think for them it's very important on your detail page. It's like gamify more point system or referral system, but it's so hard to find this and it's not attract me and not involve me into their like raise my actions on their website to farm airdrop points, and I think it's need to put a lot of intention on that to attract and involve people.
I think we've explored a lot. I'm gonna go just one last time, see my dashboard, see that I have how you see weekly interest, weighted APR. I assume just because this is not nobody has actually picked my loan offer, I don't see any of those. On the other hand, I was promised some kind of reward for idle liquidity. And to me, this $10 sitting in their vaults is idle liquidity. So I don't really see where I'm getting this money from. I don't see anywhere. Oh, Parzicano maybe knows.
Yeah, I think when you were earlier depositing, they showed something down by the left lower corner, like 0.019, and basically it's not really anything. So maybe that's why it's not showing up.
Yeah, I think that was the weekly interest rate payments, and it's what the person taking the loan would need to actually post weekly to keep the loan open. I don't think this is the reward for idle liquidity. I also see a little hawk here, which I don't know what it is. I will press it. It takes me to Dex Screener, of course, to see the actual price of the token. Status, what is status? Oh, yeah. Terminating loans, liquidated loans, repayment calls. Okay. Man, they have like so many little icons that mean so many things. We need a light version on this. You need a light version with any of these. Let the whole like engine place your offer in the in the order book, and make like I don't need to know all these things, at least as a newcomer to the platform.
Lulo style UI, where it's like, here's a few NFTs that we see you've got. You want to lend them out, or like, here's some popular NFTs. Maybe you want to, borrow them. Yeah, just give me a few choices. I think there's just way too much choice.
Two more comments, and then we need to wrap this up because we already have exceeded time on the Bonanza.
So I think what they could do, as you register, they could grant you, I don't know, 10 tokens and then walk you through the process of posting the loan, what is going to happen. And then once it's over, kind of like the process, kind of convert it back to some points. So it's like not real money, but you went through all the steps and you got like some guidance. Yeah, tutorial with like real tokens, but not real tokens in the end. Like something not meaningful, but like what to go to and what to look for.
I understand. At the same time, I get they're going for the angle of customizable risk, and it complicates things for sure. I get the tutorial, but again, like the tutorial needs to be an MSc in finance to actually make you understand how all these LTVs and how these health indications and these risk appetites and all these things work. I think it's complicated. It's gonna be very hard to catch the gens on the Web3 markets, on the pump.funds, and all these people that are looking for loans to trade. When these guys are not really versed on the finance jargon, like you're expecting to get traditional finance people to be interested in NFT trading and getting loans from it. That's how at least I interpret the current form of the platform. It's a mix between traditional finance knowledge and the gen risk appetite. So in a way like that, vibes.
I think all these P2P platforms are basically trying to simulate like options, right? Like you're basically trying to buy or sell options on the things that you already own. So maybe like a simplified version of the user experience can be like, I think the price of JLP will at least be above this price at this time, and I'm willing to put up my, I'm willing to bet that that's what it is. Right. So instead of like trying to figure out the APR, like all these things, there's like, what do you think is going to happen at this time? And how much are you willing to put up to do that? Yeah. Right. So I think if you simplify that wording or that experience, then you'll have a much better chance of people actually depositing where they're trying to figure this out right now.
So before we close it, if you had to give one advice on how these guys are going to boost their TVL, how they're gonna get more people post loans and get loans.
I think I will steal Dean's idea. We just make a Lulu type of interface, and that's it. Like you dump it down for everyone.
I hear the new game is custom UIs, eh?
Yeah, for the user specific journey, I think you'll get a wider net with something more intent driven. This is what you have. This is what you can do. I think there's a big opportunity around mixing in the rewards more prominently with what you can do on the borrow and the lend side. Like if you set your parameters like this, or you're choosing these assets, you'll get more rewards. Make where I'm taking my action on the borrow and lending a place for you to get me deeper into your reward staking governance world. That's what I would focus on.
One last comment. You're gonna be the last one, so two last comments.
I think in their case, it's like a tool more from middle plus traders, and for them it's very important to attract TVL from like market makers, VC, liquidity providers, but after that, when they can provide deep liquidity in their markets, traders and degens go to banks and start make loans and borrows. But today, as I see, LTV or TVL is like equal 140K, and to do some, it's like not for middle plus traders, but it's so low, to be honest. And yeah, I think
Last moment.
For people who are DeFi curious, so maybe not expert level, and maybe that's not the target market, it would be nice and convenient if in the bottom left corner there was a YouTube link. I see we got Twitter, Discord. Give me some tutorials. Hire Will's friend to do these YouTube videos. He does an excellent job. Show us how it works. Get us to achieve our goal of borrowing or lending, and achieving your goal too. So YouTube tutorials, I'd appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for dipping your toes in this amazing platform. I think the guys that they've worked a lot for this. This is not something that has, was made in a week, in a month, in a hacker house or a hackathon or something like that. These guys have been working for years to optimize. I think they've over-engineered it. I think they need to kind of maybe hire Deanslist DAO or the power users here to create a custom UI for them. I think we've already been working with a bunch of protocols creating custom UIs for anything. It can be for DAOs, it can be for lending protocols as well, and we're really good at that. And I can't wait to see where this is going to go. So hopefully, the next time we see Banx, it's going to have a UI for us, slightly dumber users than your average traditional finance guy taking the NFT risk. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. On this note, just for those that are not here, and you should be FOMOing for not being in the island, this is one day before the end of IslandDAO, so you don't have time to come here even if you want to. We'll be giving out $500 worth of tokens, Dean tokens, to all the lovely people here that participated. I did invite people online to submit good comments. Guess how many good comments I received? 0 from online. Well, the people here are all lovely, and guys, you've already made it to the cabal. So thank you, IslandDAO. Thank you, Banx. Hope to see you again, and to the moon. Woo! Money going to the people, but this is going to happen offline for Securities and Exchange Commission's risks. See you later.